Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating, what is this back injury? Is the back injury? Everybody's questioning it now. And this will be a third straight season where Angel Reese did not finish playing in game. I think Whitlock is onto something. I see other people talking about this. People talking about it all on.
Angel Reese has stunned the basketball community by stepping away from the Chicago Sky. In reality, this could turn out to be a hidden advantage for the team.
Vandersloot, their point guard early in the year.
Yeah, that was a big loss. Them losing Courtney Vandersloot was a big loss. They got Rachel Banham playing point guard, Kia Nurse.
She spent most of the season on the bench, citing a supposed back injury. But now, she's decided to step away entirely, just as her reputation took a hit and fans stopped buying into the excuses.
What is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of...
Angel Reese's latest vanishing act has practically become a running joke. For the third straight season, she's bowed out before the finish line, almost like clockwork. Back in 2023, it was the so-called miraculous wrist injury, with a big dramatic reveal that she supposedly needed surgery to prevent arthritis before turning 25.
To be honest, maybe more reason why she's out right now might be secretly shopping her. They're not secretly shopping her. You don't fake back injuries. You don't fake back injuries. Run it from the grind, man.
No push for a comeback. No determination to close out the season. Just disappearing without a trace. And now, in 2024, Angel Reese is at it again, this time blaming a back injury. But when I say back injury, I mean one of the most vague and puzzling cases in sports history. No concrete diagnosis, no recovery timeline, and not even a single play to point to as the cause. It just popped up out of nowhere, like a magic trick.
Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you no longer, you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year.
And, of course, the timing of these injuries is always impeccable, coming right after losing streaks or personal setbacks. A little too convenient, don't you think? By now, the pattern is hard to deny. Fans might want to call it bad luck, but it's clear what's really going on. She's sitting out the biggest games, including the much-hyped Sky vs. Fever matchup in Indianapolis fueled by the Caitlin Clark rivalry. And naturally, the explanation is that it's all about rehabbing.
Like, she is asking for a trade. Or she's at least implying she wants to be traded. Because at the end of the day, you just never know.
Now let's take a closer look at how the Chicago Sky perform without Angel Reese. This season, they are 1-10 when she's off the floor. Sounds ugly, right? But here's the twist. Many are starting to see that the team actually plays cleaner, more connected basketball without her. The ball moves, the offense flows, and players make real cuts instead of being stuck catering to one player's ego every trip down the court. That's the reality no one in her circle wants to acknowledge. And let's not forget that rough start to the year, shooting just 28% on layups before the All-Star break. Layups.
Everybody was on you shooting 28% on layups. Everybody's tearing you up on the internet. The All-Star votes come out, and you saw Kiki Area Finn and all these other people in front of you and realized, oh, damn, it looked like I'm not going to make it. And then you turned up.
Honestly, shooting only 28% on the easiest shots in the game is almost unbelievable. And sure enough, her numbers only picked up after the public backlash and when the All-Star voting wasn't looking good. Funny how the fear of losing a popularity contest can suddenly make someone's shooting percentage look a lot better. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season.
Now let's break down these injury excuses, because by now they are starting to sound like a broken record. In 2023, it was the wrist, a supposedly season-ending injury paired with a dramatic arthritis scare. And just like that, she was done for the year. No effort to battle back. No, I'll push through for the team. She just disappeared.
We've seen different tactics being used. Is Angel Reese trying to get traded, bro? Are you trying to get traded, Angel?
Then came 2024, and right in the middle of the season, bam, a mysterious back injury pops up out of nowhere. No one can say how it happened. No one knows when it started. The coaches just keep repeating the same vague lines day after day, hoping people stop asking questions. But here's the kicker. Her back is suddenly just fine for All-Star Weekend. She's on camera smiling, posing, doing media appearances for hours without a hitch. Standing? No problem. Pictures? Easy. But the moment it comes to playing an actual regular season game, suddenly the back acts up again. Convenient, isn't it?
She just stopped. Some of these injuries, we saw the injuries. We didn't see what happened. What happened? This is bad.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is pushing through a very real, fully documented groin injury, an injury everyone actually saw happen. Yet she continues traveling with the team, staying active on the bench, breaking down plays, and backing up her teammates. Even while hurt, she's putting up 16.5 points and nearly 9 assists per game. That's genuine production. That's real leadership. Clark isn't disappearing behind vague, day-to-day excuses.
Reese didn't even show up to the Indiana Fever game in Indiana. She's not even showing up to the away games anymore. She's not showing up at all. She's just not showing up.
And let's be honest, we all know what's really going on with Reese. For a while now, people have suspected that she's sitting out to protect her image and stats. Can't let those numbers tank during a losing streak, right? Wouldn't want anyone to see her go 3 for 14 in a blowout. So instead, she steps aside and lets the PR team spin it into a rehab narrative. Some analysts have even compared it to Kawhi Leonard's load management, but at least Kawhi has documented medical evidence. In Reese's case, the total lack of transparency makes it look far worse.
It looks like Angel Reese wants out, y'all. Angel Reese seems to be looking for a way out of the dumpster fire that is the Chicago Sky. And I gotta be honest with you.
Remember the All-Star push? Early voting had her sitting at 13th, a tough blow for someone branding herself as the face of the league. Then suddenly, she flipped a switch, going on a 10-game tear to pad her numbers and lock in that All-Star selection. And wouldn't you know it, the urgency vanished the moment her spot was secured. That's not the mentality of a true competitor.
Remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games.
That's the mindset of a marketer, not a competitor. And speaking of marketing, let's not forget the Indiana snub. She skipped the Fever rivalry matchup, yet had no problem flying out for All-Star Weekend in the exact same city just weeks earlier. So apparently, the back can handle cameras and endorsement deals, but not a showdown with Caitlin Clark on the court. Totally believable, right?
Playing games. Angel, where you at? Where you at, Angel? This is nuts.
The reality is her status as the face of the franchise is starting to crack. Fans are noticing that the branding seems to outweigh the actual basketball. And when the team looks sharper and more connected without her, that's the complete opposite of what a true franchise cornerstone should bring. What makes it worse is how predictable it's become. She hits a slump, maybe gets some public criticism, and right on cue, a mysterious injury shows up. Coaches repeat the same day-to-day script, fans argue online, and she stays in street clothes for weeks. Yet somehow, she never misses the media gigs or sponsor events that keep her brand afloat. At this point, it feels like she's perfected the formula.
There's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day.
Facts. Hey, Whitlock, take this pot. Keep cooking, stir the pot.
The truth is, the Chicago Sky have looked like a much more functional team when Angel Reese isn't on the floor. Her fans won't want to hear it, but analysts and commentators have been pointing it out for weeks. The ball moves with more rhythm, the chemistry feels stronger, and the offense finally has some life without her dominating every touch. The guards are free to actually run plays instead of being forced to dump it inside for another forced, contested attempt. The wings are cutting hard, spacing opens up, and possessions don't stall out because the ball is stuck with one player. This isn't just my opinion, it's obvious to anyone watching the games.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break.
And the numbers? Honestly, they're embarrassing. Over the last 2 seasons, the Indiana Fever have owned Chicago, 7 wins to just 1 loss. Even worse, one of those defeats came with Caitlin Clark sidelined entirely. No Clark, no problem. Indiana still crushed the Sky by 22 points. Lexi Hull, usually a quiet role player, dropped 17 and posted a plus 22 rating. Imagine that, getting run off the court by the role players. It's like getting your wallet stolen, then watching the thief use your own cash to leave the tip.
So the Chicago Sky are an absolute, disaster right now. They're an absolute disaster. They are.
The bigger issue for Angel Reese is the growing perception that her style of play might actually make the Sky easier to guard. When she's off the floor, there's no predictable post-up to lock in on, no constant battle in the paint to anticipate. Instead, defenses have to adjust on the fly because the offense becomes less one-dimensional. That's why the addition by subtraction narrative is starting to stick. And here's the harsh reality. If your absence makes your team better, that's not just a bad look, it's a red flag that could shape your entire career.
Nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. Woo! I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard. I think she's used.
Ooh!
The chaos around Angel Reese keeps escalating, between the Gamebridge drama, skipped rivalry games, and whispers of trade demands. Some believe she's pulling a Dana Borner by sitting out to force a move, while others think Chicago is holding her until 2026 to boost trade value. What makes it worse is she's already shown she can still put up numbers, like that 20-point game. So the injury narrative feels flimsy. At this point, her legacy is shifting from franchise star to PR problem, with a growing reputation for vanishing when the pressure's on.